Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel Young and The Restless Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nate meets Damian, and Billy proposes to Lily. Chelsea offers Billy some advice, Lily declines an offer, and Nate finally meets his half-brother today on the Young and the Restless. While at Society, Lily airs her grievances with Abby and Devin on Nate's decision to spend New Year's alone in Los Angeles. As long as Devin gets to meet his long-lost sibling, he doesn't see a problem. When the topic shifts to work, Lily informs her brother that she has discovered places they can cut back. Having her on board is so great, Devin says with a laugh. I concur, Abby. As the newest member of their family in Winters Incorporated, Nate may be home with his brother, according to Devin. Is he looking to hire him here at our company? Lily asks with a scowl. Devin confirms that's the intention and that he's on board with it. Lily and Abby express concern. Devin reveals Nate needed a means to reach out to him. According to Lily, the offer is really a facade, and she is skeptical that the scheme would succeed. Devin wants to support Nate. Lily asks if he'll take the job offer away when the truth comes out. Devin says they didn't get that far. She and Abby worry about employing a complete stranger. They don't need anything about this guy. Can we even trust him? In LA, Nate tells Audra he hasn't heard back from Damian yet. He's left a couple messages requesting to meet about a career opportunity. Audra thinks it seems weird that he's calling over the holidays. Nate's astonished he wasn't at least curious. Audra wonders if he's already suspicious. Nate questions if Damian could possibly know who he is. Audra feels it's conceivable he knows more about his bloodline than Amy realizes. Maybe he uncovered her secrets and that's why he took off in the first place. What if he feels angry and betrayed? She fears he may not be able to forgive his mother for lying to him his whole life. Nate says they'll have to wait and see whether he responds. Audra believes Amy must be a nervous wreck. Nate believes she's strong, but fragile. They both feel protective of her. Nate wants to see her reunited with her son and given an opportunity to make amends and say farewell. Just then, he gets a message from Damian. Billy bumps into Chelsea at Crimson Lights, and they make awkward small chat. Chelsea makes a move to go, but he stops her. Does she have a minute for an old friend? He says they'll be running into each other, not only because of proximity, but because the boys are hanging out together a lot. He wants to find a method to move past this difficult time. They sit and Chelsea tells Billy that Connor's doing incredibly well. He's delighted to hear that. She asks about him and losing Chancellor. Billy claims he plans on taking it back. Chelsea rolls her eyes, there it is. She was hoped his thirst for revenge was only a knee-jerk reaction and he'd put his efforts towards something else. Does he truly want to go to war with Victor? Billy says he launched the war, but didn't take out his target totally. I was wronged. Severely. It's not in him to forget and get over it. At Society, Devin, Lily, and Abby continue addressing the ladies' concerns over Nate providing Damian a job. They don't know the guy or what he might want from them. Lily's not comfortable letting him into the company without getting to know him more. The last thing she wants is to be stabbed in the back again. She doesn't think Nate is going about this the correct way. Abby complies given the false pretenses. Devin reiterates that Nate only needed a way to start the conversation. He's not foolish and won't be reckless. He won't bring anyone on board if any of them has a problem with it. They agree to see how it plays out, but Lily continues to wonder, what if this thing goes bad? What then? Devin marvels that she's really expecting the worst. They recruit folks all the time that they don't know. If he turns out to be a good guy, working alongside your family is a gift. Lily concedes the point. She hopes everything goes well. Who knows, maybe he'll be a terrific addition to Winters Incorporated. She thinks they should, however, be prepared for Nate to bring unpleasant news. Abby agrees. Nate seems to have shed all caution. She hopes he hasn't forgotten the risks. Lily can see his expectations are high. Devin asks, how could they not be? They need to be there for him and support him in case this whole thing comes crashing down. In LA, Nate tells Audra that Damian's willing to meet and chat this morning. He tells him his location and Damian answers, see you soon. Nate marvels that he's about to meet his half-brother. He's eager to unravel the riddle of the Monte Cristo Corporation and Damian's apartments. Amy shows up and notices them appear excited. Nate shows her the note from Damian. She can't believe her kid is coming there right now and embraces Nate. They sit, and Nate informs the ecstatic Amy that Damian thinks he's meeting him about a job. Nate will make him an offer and try to create a rapport so he can tell him the real tale. Amy's really nervous. What if this scheme blows up in their faces? Nate tells her to focus on the positive things that could come from this. Amy tells Nate his father would be extremely proud. She fears Damian won't feel the same way, especially when he finds out her involvement and that she's been lying to him his whole life. Audra asks Amy not to feel guilty. She did what she thought was best at the time. Amy was young and was frightened Nathan wouldn't accept Damian. She couldn't risk him growing up feeling unwanted. Audra feels she's a good mother. I wish I had parents as devoted and loving as you and Jackson. Amy wanted to hear that. Nate's sure Damian will understand and forgive. Amy prays that's true. She doesn't want to leave the earth knowing he's alone. At Crimson Lights, Chelsea tells Billy she gets his point about being victimized. She knows Victor and Jill weren't the only ones who injured him, she did too. Billy thinks that has nothing to do with what he's going through right now. He's let it go. I'm trying to let it go. He's focused on righting the wrong of Chancellor. Chelsea wants to give him advice. He's convinced she'll tell him to let it go. Chelsea says her advice will be harder to hear. Billy scoffs sarcastically when Chelsea thinks Jill faced a difficult decision. She thinks his tone is masking his grief. Chelsea begs him to try and look at things from her perspective. Maybe he'll learn something about himself. Billy hopes she's not suggesting he's somehow to blame. Chelsea's not blaming him, but it's plain Jill is. Maybe he can look at it from her side and try to undo the harm. Billy did not get the opportunity to prove what he's capable of before the firm was snatched from him. There's no getting back from this. He's not interested in rebuilding his relationship with his mother. Chelsea's sorry to hear that. Billy believed she'd be sympathetic having witnessed him put his heart and soul into the firm. Chelsea is trying to look out for him. He'll look out to himself. Later, Lily enters into the coffee house and greets Billy. She asks whether he's okay, and he wonders why the world assumes he's about to come apart. Lily feels he's not excellent at handling unpleasant news. Billy believes he's not the only one who lost out on Chancellor. Lily's handling it. Billy says he's going to be back on top. Maybe you want to join me? Lily thinks that game is played out. Billy wonders if she really doesn't desire retribution on Nikki and Victor for stabbing her in the back. In LA, Audra and Amy run off so they're not there when Damian arrives to see Nate, who tells them to keep their phones on as they depart. At Society, Abby asks Devin whether their lunch offended him. Devin says no. Abby knows he's worried about Nate. Devin could hear how happy he is to find his brother and would hate for him to be heartbroken. They promise if that happens, they'll be there for him. Devon thinks this has brought forth horrible memories of losing his father. Nothing could ever really fill that hole. He thinks Nate believes having a relationship with his brother will lessen some of that grief. He'd hate to see it end up a mess. Abby asks if it goes bad, what then? Devon's sure Nate will be crushed. He'll have to defend his heart. Abby wonders how he feels about Nate meeting with Damian. Devon says it's brought up memories of meeting his own family later in life. It was an emotional roller coaster. I just think that Nate is about to take a ride of his own. Abby agrees he is, no matter the outcome. Devon wishes they could prevent the drips, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. In LA, Damian approaches up to Nate and introduces himself. At Crimson Lights, Billy tells Lily that Chancellor belongs to them. Think about what a success it would be if they were back on top without his mother dictating to them. Lily won't deny she's outraged about Nikki and Victor manipulating her, but she's pleased at Winters. Billy says she's not in charge. Lily urges he go back to Jabot. Billy says that's not an option. He teases that she's not his only ally. Lily wonders if he genuinely feels he can overcome Victor. Billy would be a coward if he didn't attempt. Lily can't help him, but will be cheering for his achievement. At Society, Abby understands it's hard for Devon to watch Nate go through something that can injure him. You wish to protect them. Devon says all they can do is wait, watch, and pray for the best. Abby thinks that you can't always protect the ones you love. Devon believes this could be over before it starts. If Nate got his hopes up for nothing, that might be the most heartbreaking conclusion of all. In LA, Nate shakes Damian's hand and thanks him for meeting with him. Damian confesses he was fascinated by his message. He asks Nate how he got on his radar. Why did you reach out to me? Nate asks if he's suggesting they made a mistake reaching out to him. Damian is confident in his expertise, yet he's gone from job to job. Hardly poaching stuff. Nate replies that depends what they're looking for. Damian asks him to cut to the chase. What is this meeting really about? Next on the Young and the Restless, Victor charges Michael with getting intel on Ian Ward, Nick takes matters into his own hands to find Sharon, and Nate shares startling news with Amy. YN are spoilers, Taraya split, Ian divides Tessa and Mariah? The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Ian Ward is already causing tension between Tessa Porter and Mariah Copeland. In the Tuesday, January 7, 2025 episode, Mariah ripped into Ian while Tessa was thanking him for saving her life. Tessa and Mariah have obviously divided already, and Ian will capitalize on that. So, let's get started talking about what could happen next with this storyline. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Ian Ward's redemption claim. YNR spoilers claim that on Tuesday, January 7, Mariah and Tessa were pushing Aria Copeland Porter in the stroller when they ran into Ian. There is a lot of strange history intertwined between Ian and Mariah. So, the way she lashed out at him made total sense, especially after he came so near to a semi-conscious Tessa. Plus, Mariah understands how Ian's mind operates, so she's not trusting the changed man story at all. In truth, Mariah knows what Ian does and how he crawls into people's lives. YNR spoilers, Mariah Copeland explodes while Tessa gently thanked Ian for saving her life. She was a bit startled seeing Mariah burst. Mariah is typically fairly serene, but there is also a ton of history. Ian is incredibly dangerous and Mariah wants to protect Aria and Tessa. Mariah is likewise frightened by Sharon Newman's absence. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Tessa Porter manipulated? The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Tessa seems to believe in Ian's repentance. Or, at the very least, Tessa seems willing to give Ian the benefit of the doubt. Tessa appeared somewhat disturbed by Mariah's strong reaction to Ian. In fact, Tessa was genuinely astonished when Mariah used threats. It sounds like Ian has already worked his magic and charm on Tessa. YNR spoilers, Taraya split? If Ian were the run-of-the-mill criminal, then Tessa and Mariah may survive a difference of opinion. However, due to the nature of Ian's misdeeds, Mariah has a real reason to be spinning. Ian wasn't just at society, he was cradling Tessa in his arms instead of calling 911. It would be simple to picture Ian continuing to go to society. Ian knows that Tessa was upset by Mariah's reaction. Ian might also think that he can become closer to Tessa, which might get him reunited to Mariah. Now, there is no chance that Mariah will ever turn to Ian. However, Ian is going to try, and Taraya just might split if Tessa doesn't follow Mariah's warnings. What does this mean for custody of Arya, though? Mariah might be so scared about Tessa believing Ian that she keeps custody of the baby? Young and Restless return, a familiar face shows up for a shackled Sharon, but will they be a help or a hindrance? Young and Restless Sharon has landed smack dab in the thick of another problem and is in serious need of aid. But the returning character who's set to arrive up may be more of a burden than a help. Fortified by newfound strength on the heels of her revealing hypnosis session, having realized she wasn't the one who killed Heather, even though she dumped her body and framed Daniel after the fact, Sharon boldly headed out dressed to the nines for New Year's, only to encounter the person we assume is the real killer. Despite all the rumors of the real perpetrator still lurking, and the threat to Sharon and everyone in her family, she nonetheless decided to make her way to society to meet up with her children on her own on New Year's Eve, and it proved to be a possibly fatal mistake. Jordan chloroformed Sharon, knocking her out, and somehow managed to get her into her car and into her room at the Red Door Motel. There's no knowing how such a petite woman of a certain age managed to pull this off, but the sweeping under the rug of such technicalities is part of the beauty of soap operas, we suppose. Ian gave Jordan orders to put Sharon in her car and push it into the river near where Heather's body was recovered as part of his plan to frame Phyllis for the blonde's death. But hesitant to fully trust her partner in crime, Jordan chose instead to stow Sharon in, where else? But the sewers, and chain her to a dirty old pipe. Declaring to her crazed self that Sharon was her insurance, Jordan left her below and walked back to rejoin Ian, leading him to assume that Sharon's body had gone down with her vehicle, which has since been located in the water. As we make our way into the next episode, Sharon's family is panicked, and she's definitely going to feel the same way when she awakens in her current settings. Yep, our tragic heroine is in serious need of help, and a familiar face is set to appear to her in her hour of need. Unfortunately, he's not someone who can physically rescue her from the sewers. In reality, he's someone who perished in the sewers himself, at Sharon's hand. Yup, Cameron Kirsten, who played an integral part in Sharon's PCP hallucinations, and who urged her to make all manner of horrible choices, is poised to return, and will appear to Sharon as she comes to terms with her new dilemma. You can understand, then, why we're not sure whether he'll be a help or a hindrance under the conditions. He is clever, so that's a plus. He's also crafty and manipulative, which are skills that can come in helpful in dealing with someone like crazy Aunt Jordan. Finding Sharon, Michael's assignment, Nate's bombshell. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Thursday, January 9th, 2025, are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can anticipate Michael Baldwin to investigate Ian Ward for Victor Newman. Nick Newman takes matters into his own hands. Plus, Nate Hastings shares shocking news with Amy Lewis. Ian Ward's explosive exposure. YNR spoilers for Thursday, January 9th reveal that Victor couldn't believe that Ian was out of prison. After learning the news from Nick Newman and Faith Newman, Victor took action. Victor had his security crew pick Ian up and bring him back to the house for a brief discussion. Victor threatened and cautioned Ian, but there are still a lot of questions. For one thing, Victor wants to know why Ian has come back now. Pretty soon, everyone will realize that Ian is working with supervillain Jordan. YNR spoilers, Michael Baldwin's job on Thursday, January 9th, Michael will get a new job from Victor. There is no way that Victor is going to wait until Ian strikes next. Victor tells Michael to investigate into Ian and acquire some intel. So, Michael is going to do precisely that. However, will Michael find up crossing paths with Jordan? Since Michael was the one who got Jordan into a real prison, that may come with some fascinating scenarios. Finding Sharon Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, January 9th state that Nick can't just wait around for Sharon to be found. Nick is getting more frightened each minute. With Sharon now trapped, time is running short. Nick will take matters into his own hands, but could he find Sharon or make things worse? Nick has a temper, so it's not hard to envision him grabbing Ian by the shirt collar and demanding answers. Then course, Ian will only welcome this since it makes him look like the victim instead than the villain. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Thursday, January 9th, 2025. On Thursday, January 9th, Nate will share startling news with Amy. This is about Damian, who is already skeptical. With Amy being astonished by Nate's news, is this Damian man truly Nate's half-brother? There is something a bit odd here, but fans should find out the answer soon enough. Which narrative are you looking forward to witnessing the most on Thursday, January 9th, 2025? Share your opinions in the comment area below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Ian's complication, Jordan's jeopardy, Chance's investigation. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 13th, 2025, are here. Fans can expect next week to feature Ian Ward running into some issues. One of these is Jordan, who is secretly fulfilling her own purpose. Meanwhile, Chance Chancellor continues his research. However, with Sharon Newman hallucinating Cameron Kirsten again, Jordan might wind up being the prey rather than the predator. The Young and the Restless spoilers, villains' risky alliance. YNR spoilers for the week of January 13th suggest that Ian and Jordan are working together. However, while Jordan is an escapee and has more to lose, she seems to be the one perpetrating all of Ian's crimes. Jordan is growing fed up with Ian having everything he wants while she gets nothing. YNR spoilers, Jordan goes rogue. When Ian ordered Jordan to assassinate Sharon, she did something different. Jordan seized Sharon's car and pushed it down the river. However, Sharon's body was not inside the car as Jordan told Ian. Instead, Jordan placed Sharon's body in a remote spot and chained her to avoid an escape. Then, Jordan lied to Ian and stated she had gotten rid of Sharon. However, Ian is immediately skeptical as nothing has been reported about a body in the river. Ian doesn't enjoy being misled to or having his directives disregarded. So, when Ian learns that Sharon is still alive, it might be a lethal face-off between the two partners in crime. Back to Sharon, soon she will face her kidnapper. However, Sharon hallucinating Cameron just might end up making Jordan the prey rather than the predator. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire Grace Newman's safety. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 13th show that Nikki will worry about Claire's safety. With Ian on the loose, Nikki will struggle to safeguard her loved ones. While everyone else is aware of Ian's deadly deeds, Claire isn't. Then, with Jordan on the loose too, Nikki should be concerned about Claire's safety. Jordan undoubtedly will make a dramatic move to reach out to Claire at some time. YNR spoilers, week of January 13th, 2025. Next week, fans can also anticipate Jack to cope with some additional family troubles. Chance Chancellor deals with all the twists and secrets in the criminal inquiry. In addition to all of that, fans should discover more about Nate Hastings' half-brother. What type of curveballs will Damian throw to the family business as well as Genoa City? Could Damian have a past with Audra Charles? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor's criminal secret exposed, Claire turns to Jordan and Ian? The Young and the Restless spoilers claim that Victor Newman is still harboring a significant criminal secret from his family. Victor never told anyone about confining Jordan in his own prison. Even after Jordan was found and transported to a real prison, that secret has never come out. With Jordan and Ian Ward working together, may Claire Grace Newman find the truth and reassess her family dynamic? Victor Newman's secrets. YNR spoilers show that Victor has numerous secrets. Victor always has his reasons and justifications, which is largely for his family. Back when Jordan was tormenting the Newman family, Victor took action. Jordan was held prisoner in Victor's improvised jail cell and force-fed Brussels sprouts. Jordan is still moaning about it all this time later, so plainly she feels traumatized by the experience. With Jordan bringing up the jail cell, it seems Victor's secret might come out soon. YNR spoilers, Cole Howard's discovery. Victor isn't the only one that knows about Jordan's secret jail cell. Cole Howard was actually the first to find Jordan. Then, Cole went to get Michael and the two tried to encourage Victor to do the right thing. Although Victor was unhappy with Michael and Cole for a while, things have calmed down since then. That's another hint that this secret is soon to be blasted wide open. Jordan and Ian Ward's reign of terror. The Young and the Restless spoilers state that nobody seems aware of Jordan's escape yet. As long as Ian keeps letting Jordan run around Genoa City committing crimes, she will be exposed soon enough. However, here is the thing. When busted, Jordan can argue that Ian compelled her to perform those crimes, which is truly true. While Jordan is still bad, she will exploit this as a method to creep back into Claire's life. Right now, it wouldn't work. However, after additional truths come out about Victor, Claire could wonder if Jordan was correct all along. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire Grace Newman's 180? Even though Claire knows Jordan done so many bad things, hearing the jail cell story could make her think about Victor. Once Claire finds that Cole also knew the truth and said nothing, it might make her pull a 180. This seems to be the best opportunity for Jordan to pull Claire back under her sinister wing. Michael's dangerous task. Amy's discovery. Nick acts fast. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, January 9, 2025, are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans may expect to acquire intel about Ian Ward for Victor Newman. Nick Newman must take extreme measures against Sharon Newman. Also, Nate Hastings delivers Amy Lewis some shocking news. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Ian Ward's crazy plan. YNR spoilers for Thursday, January 9 show that Ian has now emerged out into the open. Of course, Ian is claiming to be reformed and says he wants to make atonement. Nick doesn't trust Ian's story and neither does Victor or Mariah Copeland. Unfortunately, it seems Tessa Porter could be divided regarding Ian. Victor threatened the villain, but there are still questions. For one reason, Victor constantly wondering why Ian returned now. Victor is determined to get the solution. Of course, when Victor gets the answer to that inquiry, then he will learn Jordan is also out of prison. YNR spoilers. Michael Baldwin's investigation on Thursday, January 9. Victor gives Michael a new duty. Victor will do anything to defend his family. Ian didn't just affect Mariah and Sharon, but Nikki Newman as well. Victor understands that Ian is up to something and is determined to find out what it is. As Michael snoops, will he cross paths with Jordan? That might make for some fascinating scenes. Jordan and Michael are long overdue for a confrontation. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Nick Newman's desperate search. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, January 9 show that Nick won't wait around anymore. Nick needs to do something. Nick feels helpless and knows that Faith Newman is unraveling. Nick takes matters into his own hands, but what does that mean? Does Nick find a clue? Does Nick confront Ian and threaten him? The only issue is that Ian has noted Jordan is sloppy with her misdeeds. So, maybe Jordan made another unfortunate mistake that enables Nick find Sharon? YNR spoilers, Thursday, January 9, 2025. On Thursday, January 9, Nate lays a bombshell on Amy. This is certainly regarding Damian. Damian is already skeptical of Nate, but maybe Nate should be suspicious of his newly discovered half-brother. Is this man actually Nate's half-brother? I'm wondering whether a conman just took Damian's identity, and now Nate is getting tied up with a false sibling. Young and the Restless star Eric Braeden says, "Goodbye," evacuates amid Los Angeles fire. The YNR star's video reveals an apocalyptic scenario near his house. The Young and the Restless star Eric Braeden provided viewers a disturbing look at the Los Angeles fire blazing near his house yesterday. All day, they've worried how he was doing, and now the actor who portrays Victor Newman has offered a dismal update. Evacuation. Braeden took to Instagram to offer a short update on his predicament. In a video, he remarked, "Well, we're going to have to evacuate our house." As he turned his camera toward the fires that were extremely near, he remarked, "Everyone, I see this beautiful area up in flames. Unbelievable." Despite the terribleness of the circumstance, Braeden closed his brief tape with a hopeful message. "God bless you everyone. Be cool. Bye." Fans swiftly responded to Braeden's tweet with sympathy and best wishes throughout the horrible situation. Braeden is not the first soap star who has had to abandon his house. Sadly, General Hospital star Cameron Matheson sadly lost his house to the fire, but happily his family is unharmed. Throughout the day, numerous others connected to the soap opera and entertainment sector have supplied updates concerning properties. Several cast and crew members have evacuated, and others have regrettably lost everything to the roaring fire. AP News reported that at least 5 have perished from the California wildfire that is burning near Los Angeles. Additionally, more than 1,000 structures have burned in this fire. At least 100,000 residents in the vicinity are under evacuation orders. Currently, there are 3 distinct fires in the region. The Palisades Fire, west of Los Angeles, the Eaton Fire, north of Pasadena, and the Hearst Fire, in the San Fernando Valley. The powerful Santa Ana winds combined with serious drought conditions have caused them to spread swiftly. The Young and the Restless star Courtney Hope changing careers? While there's no doubt that everyone knows the Young and the Restless star Courtney Hope is a young, brilliant, gorgeous and incredibly seductive actress, it looks like she's got another ability that many of her admirers don't know about. The Young and the Restless star Courtney Hope changing careers? And because of it, her followers are asking her to do this, they want her to become an author. Here's everything you need to know. Just last year, Courtney shared a photo of herself in a stunning blue dress on her Instagram account and wrote in the caption, "You can be lying in the arms of a lover and never scratch the surface of the profoundness or eternal verities of your souls, or be oceans apart but tethered by a unified curiosity of exploration into the abyss that makes our hearts flutter and our essence come alive." She added, "Distance and depth both have their place in the cycle of love, but if we're weighing importance, pruning a tree is futile if you neglect the health of the roots." It didn't take very long for her fans and her followers to comment on her post. Many of them applauded her for her writing skills since she's regularly been sharing these kinds of comments on social media. The Young and the Restless news, what's next for Courtney Hope? Some of her followers sent remarks such as, "I wish you'd write a book. Love your talent. You're very lovely and wonderful to watch on The Young and the Restless. Courtney, you are gorgeous and amazing woman. You can have everybody you want. You deserve happiness too in your life, and I hope you get it. Adore, love seeing you happy." Another fan wrote, "You are such a brilliant writer. You should be an author." Very nice fair comments on peace in the world, and I must mention that it's good to experience your deepest thoughts about anything that you look up to and desire. BTW, that's a gorgeous view of you with the ocean. Kidnapping twist. Will Phyllis make the ultimate sacrifice? The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates hint in the volatile land of Genoa City, fans should constantly brace themselves for shocks. Right now, Sharon Newman finds herself locked in an unknown spot, presumably trapped in a muddy sewage area within the metropolis. The Young and the Restless spoilers, a dreaded phone call came in the suspenseful episode that aired on Tuesday, January 7th. Nick Newman received a disturbing call from the police, stating Sharon's car had been located sunken in the river. This was the same haunted site where Heather Stevens' lifeless form was earlier found. A feeling of dread flooded over Nick as he braced himself for the worst. However, fans are aware that, contrary to Ian Ward's directives, Jordan has taken the option to keep Sharon alive. YNR head writer Josh Griffith has warned that Sharon and Phyllis Summers will soon find themselves in a precarious scenario, leading both to reconsider their relationship. It seems Phyllis won't be far behind Sharon, and she's in for a surprising revelation when she uncovers the true mastermind behind these events. YNR spoilers, Summer Newman gave her mom updates on Sharon's status. Summer Newman brought her mother up to speed on Sharon's abduction during Tuesday's episode. Billy Abbott was also present, and both expressed their worries about Sharon. Meanwhile, Phyllis disregarded the entire incident with a wave of her hand. Although she's struggling to move on and avoid concentrating on the uncontrollable, YNR fans can sense her simmering desire for revenge against Sharon. It was so clear that even Billy examined Phyllis, inquiring whether she had any knowledge of Sharon's fate, implicitly insinuating she might be complicit. Ian is eager to blame Phyllis for Sharon's demise, but what if Jordan shocks everyone with a stunning twist by kidnapping Nick's other ex-wife? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers are in a perilous situation. The two women may find themselves ensnared in that muddy sewer. Battling for their survival, they would have no choice but to join forces. Phyllis might be absolutely taken aback when she regains consciousness to discover Sharon bound in the damp darkness. While she has always regarded Sharon as a delicate figure in need of Nick's constant rescuing, watching the struggles Sharon has undergone could transform Phyllis's perception, gaining her newfound admiration. There could even be a time when Sharon manages to push back against their captor, potentially impressing Phyllis further. However, with Jordan presumably holding the lead over both, Sharon's chances of escape may shrink. Additionally, without her bipolar medication, the shadows of her mind could begin to warp her reality. Why and our spoilers, will Phyllis come up with an escape plan, and save Sharon too? Phyllis, with her sharper thinking from having experienced captivity less than Sharon, might just create a brilliant escape strategy. The dilemma looms: would she desert Sharon in her time of need, or would she take a leap of faith and rescue her as well? The stakes are great, and if Phyllis thinks that Sharon's life hangs in the balance, the prospect of leaving her could fill her with dread. Recent teasers reveal that perilous circumstances frequently foster deep ties, so might this be the turning point for Sharon and Phyllis to form an unexpected friendship? Because will Phyllis decide she'd better rescue Sharon, because she may be blamed for her impending death? Nathan Owens teases his very mysterious new YNR character. Nate's pursuit for Damian on The Young and the Restless is putting Nathan Owens onto the canvas as a mysterious new character. But given that the serial is being particularly cagey about the actor's involvement, perhaps he's not actually playing Damian after all? He plays a very delicate role in this scenario. Owens previewed to TV Insider of the mystery man's part in the unfolding tale, and he's a very mysterious guy. He holds his cards close to the vest and he keeps things tight. I appreciate entering into the fascinating world my character possesses. I very much appreciate this character and the complexity that he can offer to the show. Owens made his daytime debut back in 2012 when he took up the role of Cameron Davis on Days of Our Lives. Since then, he has also played Jesse Morgan on Devious Maids and Ocean on Batwoman in addition to countless other roles. Joining the cast of YNR brought Owens back around to one of his co-stars from the 2020 holiday film The Christmas Sitters. I worked with another YNR cast member, Melissa Ordway, Abby, and her husband, Justin Gaston, ex-Chance, he disclosed. That was a cool little surprise when I showed up on set and I got to see her. Owens is also hoping to reconnect with one of his former neighbors from Salem, too. I haven't seen Eileen Davidson, Ashley, yet, but she was over at Days, as Kristen, when I was there, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to meeting her. Owens makes his debut as this mystery new character in the Wednesday, January 8th, episode. The YNR teasers for the week see Nate meeting with this guy who he believes to be his half-brother Damian, but perhaps that's not the case? Be sure to tune in and discover what his big deal is. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Tessa's custody war, Mariah sues over Ian and Arya shocker? The Young and the Restless spoilers state that Ian Ward's ambition is to be a father figure to Mariah Copeland again. Mariah will never let her defenses down again around Ian. Unfortunately, it seems Tessa Porter believes in Ian's deception. Could Tessa allow Ian to meet and perhaps hold Arya Copeland Porter? If that happens, Mariah might petition for divorce and exclusive custody of their kid. Ian Ward's bombshell return YNR spoilers claim that Ian snuck back into Genoa City with fugitive inmate Jordan. Ian has told Jordan about his intention to have Mariah look at him as a father figure again. Ian appears to assume that if Sharon Newman dies, then Mariah will be so grief-stricken, she will turn to the monster that devastated so many lives. Of course, that is rather far-fetched, but Ian is pretty adept at influencing others. YNR spoilers, Mariah Copeland's threat when Ian unveiled himself, he did it deliberately. Ian understood that he had to play it just so. So, when a drugged Tessa couldn't breathe and nearly passed out, Ian was there to save the day. Really, anyone else would have phoned 911 instantly. Ian cradled Tessa outside society and held an inhaler to her mouth. After that, Ian ran across Tessa and Mariah bringing Arya for a walk in the stroller. Mariah threatened and cautioned Ian to keep away from her family. Mariah's fury is warranted considering the past. However, Tessa seems ignorant of just how hazardous Ian is to their family. Tessa Porter torn the Young and the Restless spoilers claim that Ian kept his cool and kept up the pretense as Mariah unleashed her rage on him. However, Tessa was genuinely shaken and rattled. Tessa also continually thanking Ian for saving her life. So, it looks that Tessa really is falling for Ian's plot. Since Mariah hasn't really gone into too much depth about how intelligent Ian is, Tessa doesn't know this is all part of his act. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Tessa and Mariah custody war? We could see Ian continuing to converse with Tessa from time to time. At some point, Tessa might witness Ian looking and smiling at the infant. What if when Tessa and Arya are without Mariah, she allows Ian to hold the baby? What if Mariah stumbles upon the scene? If Tessa honestly doesn't believe that Ian is still threatening, it could cause Mariah and Tessa to divorce. It might also force Mariah to sue for complete custody of the infant. If this happens, Tessa's sadness and devastation could just have to move even closer to Ian, so keep tuned. Best The Young and the Restless fan theories for 2025. YNR could be in for a dramatic 2025 if these fan predictions come true. The Young and the Restless has officially kicked off the new year, and many fan theories believe it will be a dramatic 2025. Ian and Jordan's deadly plot. Two of YNR famous villains, Ian and Jordan, return to cause further problems. Now that they've paired up, they're a force to be reckoned with. Ian and Jordan have already established they're a dangerous duo as they're responsible for Heather's murder. But their murderous spree isn't over. Sharon has become Ian and Jordan's next target as she's held captive, awaiting her fate. While things look grim for Sharon, supporters don't believe she'll be the one to die. Many hypotheses regarding who Ian and Jordan's victims could be have popped up. Tessa and Mariah are possibilities, along with Jordan's cousin Cole. Or may Ian and Jordan be casualties of their own plan? And baby makes three. Kyle and Claire have become YNR newest couple. Dubbed Claire by viewers, the couple has become a Romeo and Juliet narrative because of their families. Between the Abbotts and the Newmans' conflict and Kyle's ex-wife Summer, drama is on the horizon for the lovebirds. However, an unexpected event will change everything. Kyle and Claire have consummated their relationship, and fans anticipate a pregnancy isn't too far behind. A baby would shake things up for the couple and their family, who'll have conflicting reactions. Could 2025 be the year where an Abbott and Newman child is born? Audra's past with Damian. Nate's hunt for his half-brother Damian has finished. While Nate is pleased to meet Damian, he might regret it once he learns about a crucial truth. Nate's girlfriend Audra appeared worried about his quest for Damian. While Audra might have been concerned about Nate, supporters feel there's another cause for her anxiety. The argument is that Audra and Damian are former lovers, and she wishes to keep their history a secret. However, when Damian comes to Genoa City, Audra's past will be disclosed, leaving her in a love triangle with two brothers. Unraveling the mystery, who will send Ian to his grave? The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates indicate the show is certainly setting the groundwork for a massive whodunit. Why monumental? Because taking down this criminal mastermind might potentially place a major section of the decent people of Genoa City on an enormous list of suspects. The Young and the Restless spoilers: we knew Victor Newman would go gunning for Ian Ward when Ian Ward made his return to town. It was evident that Victor Newman would go on the offensive. Their tumultuous past is merely the tip of the iceberg. Ward has committed the gravest offense in Victor's eyes. He has repeatedly crossed the line with Nikki Newman. This isn't just a one-time incident, it's a trend that has unfolded over many years. Even Jordan voiced her disbelief that he was still alive after being called to the Newman ranch. Meanwhile, Ian's new accomplice and lover, the potentially unstable crazy Aunt Jordan, is growing increasingly dissatisfied with him as well. Why and our spoilers: Ian Ward's been manipulating Jordan Howard and she doesn't like it. In the cramped confines of the Red Door Motel, tensions are running high as Ward continues to push his own agenda at Howard's expense, which is clearly not helping his predicament. With a dangerous someone who looks to have murdered Heather Stevens to set up Sharon Newman prowling around, Ian should be on high alert. If this unstable person feels Ian is playing games with her, the consequences might be dire. Her frightening warning: crisscross, Ian. Crisscross hangs in the air. However, it was Mariah Copeland who truly raised the stakes when she approached Ian in the parquet, warning him with severe consequences if he didn't keep his distance. This confrontation made it evident that a big mystery was brewing. The Young and the Restless spoilers: 3 suspects already could take Ian Ward out. Ian's mere presence is enough to spark a reaction from the redhead he fostered within his cult. However, when she made caustic comments about Tessa Porter Copeland and their kid, it pushed her to the point of delivering a direct murder threat. Can anybody really blame her? Mariah understands Ian's true nature better than anyone, except maybe Nikki. As Nikki gets aware of Ian's return to Genoa City later this week, her anxiety for Claire Newman will escalate. Given her own unpleasant experiences with the cult leader, she might determine that relying on Victor and his shockingly inept band of henchmen isn't sensible, forcing her to take action herself. Why and our spoilers: more suspects for the person of interest list. It's completely feasible that multiple members of the Newman family might end up on the suspect list. Adam Newman has a checkered past with the con artist he once believed he had defeated in the Newman Tower fire. Meanwhile, Nick and Faith Newman are certain that Ian is somehow related to the manipulation of Sharon's prescription. His arrival in Genoa City corresponded too closely with her recent struggles to be mere chance, and Claire could be the one to put an end to Ian's unhappy existence. If Claire discovers that he organized Jordan's release from prison to harm her family once again, or she might be trying to eliminate Jordan when Ian intervenes. The Young and the Restless spoilers: more suspects? Who else could conceivably be on our list of suspects? Phyllis Summers obviously sticks out, given her complicated relationship with Ian. With Ian attempting to frame her for Sharon's murder, her motive becomes very clear. Additionally, Tessa might accidentally eliminate the villainous Ian while trying to safeguard Mariah or Aria Porter Copeland. Furthermore, if Sharon manages to escape her current circumstances, she might very well turn her eyes on Ian. Although it seems Ian will stay longer to cause more mayhem, it's apparent that the show is setting the stage for his demise and the inevitable mystery that will follow. New character debut, unsolicited advice, strategy sesh. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease some exciting narrative twists in the land of Genoa City. A new character appears, while someone gets unwanted advice from an ex, and 3 top players in the little town enjoy a good old-fashioned strategy session. What kind of drama is about to emerge on Wednesday? Time to plunge right in. The Young and the Restless spoilers, welcome to GC, Damian. YNR spoilers say Nate Hastings and Audra Charles will unearth a clue in their search for Damian. With that stated, added teasers mention that Nathan Owens will make his appearance during Wednesday's episode, so fans will finally get to meet Nate's mysterious half-brother. Will Damian hit the ground running within storylines? YNR spoilers, Chelsea Lawson's unsolicited advice across town. YNR spoilers for Wednesday, January 8th reveal that Billy Abbott will have a run-in with Chelsea Lawson, where his ex-girlfriend will give him some advice. Is this about his passion with Sally Spectra, or might this be about his quest for retribution against Victor Newman? Then again, if Billy finds out Chelsea is moving in with Adam Newman, she may give him some advice about minding his own business if he makes a comment about it. Fans will have to tune in to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Winter's strategy session. Lastly, YNR spoilers for Wednesday predict that Devin Hamilton Winters, Lily Winters, and Abby Newman Winters will have a strategy session. What will they talk about, and will the 3 land on the same page about deliverables? This is frequently the period when the drama hits a firm. Lily just recently returned to Winters, so will there be trouble in paradise, already? Could this be the Damian twist after Young and the Restless? And Amy is in on it. Nate has always had a high view of his intelligence on the Young and the Restless. He felt he could outsmart Devin and Lily at Hamilton Winters. He couldn't. He felt he could control Victoria and Victor. He couldn't. And, on the January 9th episode, he felt he'd pulled a fast one on Damian. All we can say is, not so fast, Nate. Caution sign. Damian didn't jump at Nate's employment offer. Damian didn't jump at anything Nate said at all. He posed questions that suggested he wasn't buying Nate's sales presentation and that he was even dubious about why they were having this chat. This confused Nate. He is so brilliant, after all. He said as much to Amy and Audra. He was unwilling to listen to their advice about how he might perform better next time. But what if Damian is the sharpest person in this particular scene? The long con. According to Nate, Damian has been jumping from investment house to investment house. He is looking for something. He is looking for the perfect opportunity. What if his study had uncovered the perfect opportunity? And it's at Hamilton Winters. Damian might approach them like he did all his other investing prospects. But those obviously haven't gone well if he hops from place to place. So Damian had another idea. He went to his mom and said, "Hey, didn't you used to date that Nate guy's father? Spider, spin me a web. What if this whole story is a plot Damian cooked up with his mom to put her baby boy on top?" As a bonus, Amy gets some revenge on the person who ditched her decades ago via Nate Sr.'s kid. It was awfully odd how soon the purportedly missing Damian was discovered, wasn't it? And now he is playing it cool to not tip Nate off. Nate thinks he's pursuing his brother. When, in reality, it's been Amy and Damian reeling Nate in all along. Nate meets Damian. At Society, Lily informed Devin and Abby that she was surprised Nate spent New Year's in L.A., instead of coming back to celebrate with them. Devin said to spare him some slack as he headed to meet a sister he didn't know he had. Lily stated they had a lot of work to discuss. She wanted to do some reductions and talk about methods to improve. Devin was delighted to have her back but agreed they needed all hands on deck, especially Nate. Devin assumed if things went as predicted, Nate would be home soon with his new brother, and a new employee for the company. Lily was taken aback and questioned what Damian's qualifications even were. Devin stated it was Nate's situation to manage, and that he was only doing what he had to get the dialogue started.
Yeah,
because that type of subterfuge always ends well, Abby said. Lily stated she was all about knowing family and supporting them but thought Devin and Nate should have thought far enough along to know whether or not the job offer still held after Nate told Damian the truth. Abby agreed with Lily that they knew very little about Damian, and what they did know didn't sound good. Can we even trust him? Lily wondered. Nate thought their fears were premature, but Lily and Abby disagreed. Lily pointed out that Amy appeared out of nowhere and that her story had snowballed since she met Nate. Abby said that they should keep their guard up. Lily didn't want to bring Damian to the company until they got to know him better. Devin stated if Damian came home with Nate, they would have plenty of time to get to know their new relative. Well, good, because the last thing I want is to get stabbed in the back again like Nate almost did to us before, Lily hissed as Devin stared at her quizzically. Lily argued that making a move like this without vetting him wasn't sensible or safe and didn't believe luring Damian with false pretenses was a good idea. Devin claimed Nate was foolish or dangerous and trusted he wouldn't bring him on board if they had a problem with Damian. He asked Abby and Lily to watch how it played out. Abby agreed, but Lily still worried things may go sideways and wondered what they would do if it did. Devin pointed out that they hire individuals all the time that they don't really know, and if it works out, then working with your family is a blessing. Lily agreed to be hopeful but wanted them to be prepared in case Nate returned with unpleasant news. Devin said that's why they needed to back Nate, in case the whole thing came crumbling down. After lunch, Devin and Abby chatted at the bar and she inquired if the conversation with Lily disturbed him. Devin simply knew that Nate was excited and wanted it to work out for him. He assumed a lot of unpleasant memories of Nate's had been brought up recently regarding losing his father, Nathan. Devin understood what it was like to meet family later in life and stated it had been an emotional roller coaster for him. I think Nate's about to take a ride of his own, Devin added. Abby said she would support Devin supporting Nate. Billy came into Crimson Lights and ran into Chelsea. They were awkward when they said hi. Billy mentioned they'd be running into each other more since Connor and Johnny were hanging out more like brothers. He inquired whether they could get past the unpleasant stage. Billy and Chelsea sat down and caught up. She believed it must have been hard for Billy to get over losing Chancellor. Billy told her that he wasn't accepting defeat and planned on getting it back. Chelsea inquired if Billy truly wanted to go to war with Victor, but Billy thought Victor was the one who declared it. Chelsea wanted that Billy would get over it and move on, but Billy stated he recognized it wasn't in him to do so. Chelsea stated it was no surprise that Victor did what he did and that it was evident that Jill didn't trust him. She was sure Jill pondered long and hard but had to make a terrible choice. Chelsea said that a strong man would look at things from Jill's perspective, take all of his anger and anguish, and use it as a chance to learn something about himself. I hope you're not suggesting I am to be blamed or deserve to be publicly humiliated, Billy said Chelsea. She advised him to consider healing the damage with his mom rather than going after Chancellor. Billy claimed Jill should have thought about the harm before she ripped the firm out from under him and wanted the opportunity to show everyone what he was capable of. He stated that he informed Jill there was no coming back from that, and there was too much water under that bridge. Billy assumed that since they had been together when he dedicated his heart and soul into Jill's legacy at the company, Chelsea would see where he was coming from. He replied he didn't need her looking out for him and that he could look out for himself. After Chelsea departed, Lily walked in and asked Billy if he was okay. He snapped that he was okay, and tired of everyone asking, as like he couldn't manage the changes in his life. Billy stated that he was on top of the world and asked if she'd like to join him in exacting retribution on Nikki and Victor for how they stabbed her in the back. Billy told Lily that his mother always wanted the two of them to be running Chancellor. He advised her to think about what it would feel like to have control with the company, and they'd be able to disgrace their rivals. Lily said she was furious with Victor and Nikki but said she'd moved on and was working with her family. Billy stated she wasn't in control of Winters the way she should be with Chancellor, but if she was happy, he was happy for her. He told her he wasn't alone in the fight. "Do you really believe you can beat Victor?" Lily asked. Billy stated if he didn't try, it would make him a coward. Lily told him she hoped he came out on top, but she couldn't help him. "But I will be cheering for your success." Truly, Lily said before leaving. At a coffee in LA, Nate told Audra that he left 2 messages for Damian offering to chat to him about a job possibility. Audra feared his approach could be too much. Nate anticipated Damian to be intrigued enough to call, but Audra wondered if he was skeptical. Audra suspected Damian might have known more than Amy understood, which could be why he took off first. She wondered whether Damian didn't connect with Amy because he felt furious and deceived. Nate replied he wouldn't know what to do if her notion was right. Nate got a text from Damian and was willing to meet. Nate sent him his location, and Damian replied he was on his way. Amy joined Nate as he was telling Audra that he was trying to find out more about the mystery of Damian's links to working for Monte Cristo Investments and having Danglar's property management as his landlord no matter where he traveled. Nate showed Amy the text from Damian, and she was pleased to see that her son was on his way to where they were. Amy was concerned but Audra reassured her that the initial meeting would be with just Nate. Amy was appreciative for everything Nate was doing. He remarked that he was close to meeting a sibling he never knew he had. "Your father would be so proud," Amy informed Nate. She knew that Damian wouldn't be as pleased to see her as she was to see him, especially when he knew she had lied to him his whole life. Audra calmed Amy that she did what she had to for Damian's benefit at the time, and protected him from agony. "You gave your son what you thought was best. That's what a good mother does," Audra said. Nate watched as she grasped Amy's hand and reassured her. Nate promised Amy that he would understand and forgive her. Audra recommended that she and Amy go do something fun to distract their minds off of all the anticipation. They wished Nate good luck before leaving to do some shopping. Nate promised to call as soon as his appointment with Damian was complete. Moments later, Nate looked up and spotted his brother. "Mr. Hastings, I'm Damian King," he said. Damian and Nate sat down to talk, and Damian wanted to know how he managed to get on Winter's radar. "It's a pretty prestigious operation. Why did you reach out to me?" Damian asked. Nate tried to turn it around and inquired if he lacked confidence in his ability, questioning if they made a mistake selecting him. Damian assured him he was confident but questioned why they would be interested. "I've had 5 jobs in the last year. I haven't stayed at any of them for more than a couple of months. I'm hardly the type of applicant that a firm like Winters would consider poaching material," Damian queried. Nate responded it would depend on what they were searching for. "Why don't we just cut to the chase, Mr. Hastings? What is this meeting really about?" Damian asked. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.